Every spring, herring come to the inlets, bays, and coves of the Pacific coast. They come here in huge schools to reproduce, or spawn. And for generations, my people have harvested herring eggs in a sustainable way. But now, things are changing.
The stocks have been declining quite a bit. In the old days, there was well over 100,000 tons in each area. Right now, for the Central Coast this year, was about 18,500 tons, which is very low.
One reason is that this little fish has become big business, maybe too big. Industrial sack roe boats catch herring by the millions. Eggs, also called roe, are taken from the bellies, the sacks, of females. The fish are killed in the process. Too many fish.
In 2015, we closed the DFO office on Denny Island to make a point that there's too much herring to be taken out of the water, and the herring stocks were too low to allow them to do that.
Simply put, when it comes to Pacific herring, there may not be plenty more fish in the sea.
It's one of our main staple foods that our people are dependent on every year. It's like our language, it's like anything else we're dependent on here. Without those resources, we don't have a culture. It breaks the thread of who we are as a people.
So what if there was another method of harvesting roe? A more sustainable method that could be used for a truly sustainable industry. This is roe on kelp. So you can see some gear here behind me. This is for a commercial fishery for the Heiltsuk people. And we're harvesting on flat kelp.
What we call gagalis. Our people use that for subsistence purpose and to sell commercially to mostly the Japanese market.
The herring spawn on the kelp is harvested and then sold as a delicacy. The advantage of this fishery is that it doesn't kill the herring. The herring lives on to spawn many more years.
Sounds simple, right? But there's a little more to it. It starts with finding just the right kelp.
Oh, that's a beauty.
Now, if we were fishing, we would call this the catch of the day because this is probably the best one that we have out of the group. In the last week or 2 weeks is just how much of this plant has grown.
So that's why it's the fastest growing plant in the world.
See how these ones are nice and close together? Yeah. It looks really nice, but for coverage, we want a little bit of space. It allows the herring to have freedom to swim between the leaves.
Once we have enough choice kelp leaves, called fronds, we tie them to a main line. We attach weights to hold them in position. And then, we wait. And after only a few days, in boats by the dozen, fishers from Bella Bella set out to begin the harvest. After the herring eggs have reached a desired thickness, we come back onto the grounds, back to our lines. We break apart all of the leaves which have all the herring eggs on them, and we lay them into the fish totes, and we salt every layer so that one, they don't stick together, and two, it's a method of preservation. Harvesting herring eggs this way is a key business activity for us, bringing in jobs and income to our community. And everyone takes part.
I grew up on the water harvesting. It's a huge part of my life. It's a huge part of my identity is who I am as a Heiltsuk person. Traditionally, the women stay home and, prepare, whatever traditional foods are brought in. But times are changing. There is a lot of my family, the women that come out and harvest now. The women are definitely playing a different role.
One thing that hasn't changed? We take a little and leave a lot.
This is what we call trim. So this is additional weight that we're taking off of the product that we're bringing into the fish plant. Now these ones that are sinking, they have an opportunity to spawn and then come back. And if they spawn and come back, that's a little extra that we have for the next few years.
We've always talked about this is the bank for our people. It's the ocean. That's where all the resources are. They don't have to go to the store and buy this. Their family members will go and harvest these resources in abundance and bring it back and share. And this happens every year. It's the same cycle.
Adaptation with tradition still kept strongly in our minds. Our Rowan kelp harvesting method illustrates the Heysach way. We can change without changing who we are. It's my favorite time of the year. It's herring season. I love it. The weather's beautiful. It's flat, calm, not a breath of wind. I already have a belly full of herring eggs, and I'm super stoked.